Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I apologize for my voice. I am fighting a bit of a spring cold. I don't think are allergies, but they could be allergies, who knows. So today is going to be a fun day. I'm taking you along with me. Garden season is finally starting here out in the Pacific Northwest. I've told you before, we normally don't plant before Mother's Day, but I've been watching the forecast and I decided to kind of get my garden started today. It's kind of the last week of April, trying to get kind of all the things I'm planting today are going to be like frost resistant, or frost, like they can handle frost. I don't know how to describe them, but yeah, so I'm excited to kind of get started doing those kinds of things. And I'm working on getting ready for right now I'm making some bagels for the kiddos. So it is Monday, our normal late start day, so the kids are still home right now, and I figured since I have a little extra time, I'm going to make them a breakfast that they'll actually eat, if you know what I mean. So they're big fans of these types of bagels. They're just kind of a faux bagel. I don't know what to call them, but you make them with Greek yogurt flour. It's self-rising flour, but of course I just make that by adding baking powder and salt. And then you kind of roll it into this big old dough ball, and I cut it into 6 basically individual slices, and they all turn into bagels. And then we toast them, or actually we just bake them. We put cream cheese on them, fresh out of the oven, and the kids love them. So you will see them pop in and helping here and there because, you know what, they wanted to help, and so I let them. So the easiest way I find for me to do these is just kind of roll them out and then coil them up. I know some people do them, you'll roll them in a ball and you kind of poke a hole. That's never worked well for me. I will say the dough is a little bit on the sticky side. Sometimes it's stickier than others, but this time it was super sticky, so I feel like it's just easier to do them this way. So after you get them all rolled up, my kiddo is putting the egg wash on top, and then one of my other child, he's going to be putting the everything bagel seasoning. He was getting very excited with it. I was afraid that if he put too much on, then the kids wouldn't like them because, you know, they have very simple tastes. I could probably just make these plain and they would eat them no problems. I think it's the spices that sometimes throw them off, but they bake in the oven for about 20-ish minutes at 350, and they turn out delicious. It is beautiful today. We are looking forward to like 70+ degree weather. Our chickens are growing fast. We will be processing them soon. And so I figured before I get out to gardening, I got a little bit of weekend catch up to do. So I just did a really quick clean. The girls were actually very behaved. Like, they did great on Monday. So I was able to get the living room picked up. I got a little bit of laundry done, and then getting ready to go out. So I did want to say I had over the weekend, I did share short of it. I was going to maybe do more filming, but it was a very busy day. But we had our first annual spring garden tea party with my kids. We invited a couple of their friends over. It was just for like my older girls and then a couple of my family and friends, and it was amazing. It was a small little group of about 10 people, and it was like perfect. So all these flowers that I'm currently planting actually came from that tea party. So I bought a bunch of flowers to kind of decorate the table, and then I basically told all my friends that they could bring one home with them to plant in their garden. And so a few people took them, a few people didn't. So I just decided to put the rest in this little planter out here for a little bit of spring color. These are just like annual flowers that I'll probably have to replace every year, but I do like kind of having just some fresh flowers out there. I do really need to remember to water them. That is probably the one thing that I'm most nervous about, but it's just so nice kind of getting that, the sunnier days, it's better weather. We're just able to get out and do more things, which is really nice. So adding some water, and as you can see, the deck is still kind of set up for it. So I'm actually going to be rearranging the deck as well and kind of getting it all picked up. So moving the table back where it goes. I kind of did a little bit of, like rearranging my back deck to just make it a little bit more comfortable, a little bit nicer for me to be able to be out there and entertain, or just be out there myself and enjoy it. We've gotten the chickens all off of, they're no longer free ranging, they're in a chicken house, so we don't have to worry about the chickens trying to roost on our deck anymore, because there was a few that were doing that, and of course it was a pain to clean up pretty much every day they would just make a mess. So I'm excited to kind of get back to my deck stuff. So of course, the little kids wanted to help. We're just planting the rest of the flowers from the tea party. It was such a fun time, and I'm totally going to do it every year. I might even do a tea party every season. There was just something fun about dressing up, having some really good tea, and some good dishes that went along with it. It was just a blast. So it was really nice. My neighbor actually gave me a few. She had some pea starts and some bean starts. So I was going to go ahead and plant those this today. And basically, one of the things I guess I will talk about for a second, one of the things that we didn't plan on doing, but we ended up doing after the fact, is we got some more topsoil from a different soil place. We got one that did not have any sand in it, because I think our problem last year was that there was too much sand in our soil, and that's why my plants weren't doing as well as I feel like they should have been. So I'll be adding that to my garden beds. You don't see it in this video, but it will be added in the future, and you'll be able to see, and hopefully that will help kind of amend the soil that's already in there, so I don't have to completely start from scratch, because that's kind of my biggest thing, is I'm just building on last year's, successes and failures to try to just kind of work out and figure out what the right thing is and what the right balance is for my garden and stuff. Okay, so quick garden update. As I'm getting started, I'll go ahead and talk to you guys about it. So these are my seed starts. Some are doing better than others. It's my first time ever starting seeds. The fact I have some, I'm super happy about. So what I think I'm going to do is, this is kind of my garden bed. I'm adding 2 more beds right here, but I'm going to start planting in these 2 guys. And my reasoning for that is I'm planting peas, broccoli, cabbage, and what else was I planting? I can't remember, but basically they're all like cold. They can handle frost. So I'm going to put them where they're closer to the house and in more shaded areas. And then this one, I think I'm going to have either tomatoes in this one or this one. And then probably my summer stuff is going to go in the middle. So that's kind of my plan for right now. And we'll kind of see how it goes, because obviously every year it's been like a new experiment. But I'm really excited to get started and kind of show you guys what kind of where I'm starting. We're just continuing to slowly grow, and like I said, I'm only going to do 6 raised beds this year, because I'm not comfortable trying to get myself overly I'm not overcommitting. Okay. So, and here's some raspberry plants that I'm actually going to plant along the fence line right here. My reasoning for that is because they need something to kind of grow on, and I had them down in the big garden and they were just getting choked out by the blackberries. So I'm moving them up here so I can maybe take a little bit better care of them. We'll see. They came from a neighbor. So yep, I'm so excited to get started with garden season. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm pulling out some weeds. The cardboard actually worked out really well. I will probably do this. My husband has access to a bunch of cardboard, so I'll probably ask him to get me in the fall some cardboard strips. Like I said, it worked well. It kind of kept the weeds out. It kept the soil, and actually, I know you couldn't tell, but like I could see it, like there's certain like fungus that grows on the soil that starts making it healthier. And I was noticing that was growing on it too, underneath the cardboard. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping that, that and adding the new topsoil, I won't have near the issues that I was having in the past with just trying to get stuff to grow. So I'm planting my starts. This is, I don't know if it was cabbage or broccoli, but it's my first time ever transplanting starts. I am a little bit nervous on how well I'm going to be able to do it, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't know how well the starts are going to do, but I figured if I started a little bit early, at worst, they just don't do well, and I just buy starts from the store. There's actually a local lady that has a greenhouse that sells them for a little bit under market value, so we generally go there. And I think even there's like a fundraiser at our local school too that has garden plants during this time of year. So that's kind of nice, being able to have, I have options. So that's another reason why I want to get it going. I was kind of looking at the forecast, and in our area it does look like that we will stay above 40 degrees for the next foreseeable future, because normally the rule of thumb in the Pacific Northwest, or at least where we live, is to not plant until Mother's Day. So like any of your like warm weather stuff, like tomatoes and stuff, that stuff shouldn't go in the ground, they say, until after Mother's Day. So kind of one of the things I've been doing for Mother's Day is kind of going and getting some plants and kind of getting my garden, probably the following weekend is the getting my garden planted, and hopefully I'll have lots of stuff. So here's all the starts that have been planted. I got cabbage, broccoli, so 2 different varieties of broccoli, cauliflower, and like I said, cabbage, 2 different cabbage varieties. And so these are the pea starts. These stakes are from last year. They're kind of old and rickety, but I'm just going to try to use them so that I can get, so that I can basically, you know, get the peas to grow on them, and hopefully it'll work out well for me. We'll see. But yeah, I was really grateful my neighbor had a few extra starts, and so I was like, I will take them, because whatever I don't have to buy, I will be perfectly happy with, if you know what I mean. So I ended up grabbing a ribbon because it didn't stay put together. I ended up grabbing a ribbon from the house and just tying the top together. So I don't know if you saw that in the final thing, but I did do that before too long to make sure that the stakes didn't like wobble around, because I feel like most people just build like a little teepee thing and then you kind of tie one plant around each of the bottom. And she had these little Velcro things, and that's what I tie on to kind of hold the pea plants up, because they kind of grow up the pole like so. And I think as they grow, you kind of add more, you know, just kind of keep them on the pole so they don't fall off and cause problems, I guess. I don't know what the right terminology would be, but I'm excited to get them all planted. And here is the final so far. I'm going to add 2 more raised beds, and then I'm going to have a little bit more. So those are the beans and the peas, and then all the broccoli and stuff. I'm going to have 2 more raised beds. And so we'll see how it goes. So those are the starts that are left over. I'm not really sure what to do with them yet. Oh, I did transplant the tomato starts that I did transplant for later. Hopefully I can get them in the ground probably in a couple, 2-3 weeks. So many things are blooming. I'm so excited. I've got some strawberries coming up too. So it's just really nice seeing all the new fresh color and stuff. I'm just so ready for looking forward to garden season. So now I'm getting some much deserved rest after doing all that. I was pretty worn out, but very happy that I accomplished so much today. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.